What if the signs you've been ignoring are proof that you were never meant to live an ordinary life? The world conditions people to believe that success is earned through struggle, that security comes from conforming, and that wealth is something to chase. But for the chosen ones, this could not be further from the truth. Those marked by celestial signs, whether through the letter M on the palm, the crescent moon, or an undeniable pull towards something greater, are destined for more. And once you understand what this truly means, everything in your life will begin to change. Divine selection is not random. The chosen ones are placed on this earth with a mission, a sacred commitment that cannot be ignored. Yet, most spend years suppressing their calling, trying to fit into a system that was never designed for them. They struggle in jobs they hate, chase stability that never feels fulfilling, and wonder why life feels like an endless loop of limitations. But the moment one recognizes their divine responsibility, a shift begins. One that leads not just to financial success, but to spiritual prosperity and eternal abundance. You were never meant to follow the rules of the world. You were meant to rewrite them. God's plan unfolding in your life is not based on fear, scarcity, or control. It is based on faith, alignment, and receiving what was always meant for you. But to step into this reality, you must first understand the power of the signs that have been guiding you all along. Because from this moment on, your life is no longer in your hands. It's in God's. Nothing in life happens by accident. Every experience, every triumph, every hardship has led you to this moment. Divine selection is not random. It unfolds through a series of seemingly unrelated events, each one shaping your journey in ways you may not yet understand. The presence of celestial signs in your life is not a coincidence. They are markers guiding you toward your sacred commitment. When you begin to recognize these patterns, you will see that your path is not one of chance but of divine orchestration. Many people overlook the hidden messages embedded in their lives. They dismiss recurring dreams, ignore powerful intuitions, and downplay the significance of sacred symbols. But what if these signs were not just random occurrences? The chosen path often comes with divine responsibility, and those who fail to acknowledge it miss out on the spiritual prosperity that was meant for them. Understanding the deeper meaning behind these events is the key to unlocking the full potential of your mystical destiny. Take a moment to reflect on your life. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything suddenly made sense? That realization, that surge of clarity, is not mere luck. It is heavenly guidance. People who are meant for more often feel an unshakable pull towards something greater, even if they don't fully understand it yet. This is not just ambition. It is the calling of divine selection, an invitation to step into something far beyond the conventional path. The concept of chosen symbolism is woven throughout history. Ancient civilizations believed that those marked by celestial blessings carried a greater purpose. Whether through dreams, visions, or symbols like the crescent moon, these individuals were destined to lead, not follow. If you have ever felt different from those around you, it is because you were never meant to blend in. Your existence is part of God's plan unfolding, and recognizing this is the first step to embracing your role in something far bigger than yourself. When people resist their calling, they often find themselves stuck in repetitive cycles. Jobs that drain them, relationships that lack meaning, and an overwhelming sense that they are not living up to their full potential. This is because alignment with divine selection brings effortless flow, while resistance creates struggle. The key to eternal prosperity is not in chasing material wealth but in walking the path designed for you. The more you ignore your divine responsibility, the more life will push you toward it. Everything up to this moment has been leading you somewhere, whether you see it yet or not. There is a reason you feel drawn to this message. The signs have always been there, waiting for you to notice them. And once you do, an entirely new understanding of your purpose will begin to unfold. But how do you recognize the signs of the chosen ones? Nothing in life happens by accident. Every experience, every triumph, every hardship has led you to this moment. Divine selection is not random. It unfolds through a series of seemingly unrelated events, each one shaping your journey in ways you may not yet understand. The presence of celestial signs in your life is not a coincidence. They are markers guiding you toward your sacred commitment. When you begin to recognize these patterns, you will see that your path is not one of chance but of divine orchestration. Many people overlook the hidden messages embedded in their lives. They dismiss recurring dreams, ignore powerful intuitions, and downplay the significance of sacred symbols. But what if these signs were not just random occurrences? The chosen path often comes with divine responsibility, and those who fail to acknowledge it miss out on the spiritual prosperity that was meant for them. Understanding the deeper meaning behind these events is the key to unlocking the full potential of your mystical destiny. Take a moment to reflect on your life. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything suddenly made sense? That realization, that surge of clarity, is not mere luck. It is heavenly guidance. People who are meant for more often feel an unshakable pull toward something greater, even if they don't fully understand it yet. This is not just ambition. It is the calling of divine selection, an invitation to step into something far beyond the conventional path. The concept of chosen symbolism is woven throughout history. Ancient civilizations believed that those marked by celestial blessings carried a greater purpose. Whether through dreams, visions, or symbols like the crescent moon, these individuals were destined to lead, not follow. If you have ever felt different from those around you, it is because you were never meant to blend in. Your existence is part of God's plan unfolding, and recognizing this is the first step to embracing your role in something far bigger than yourself. When people resist their calling, they often find themselves stuck in repetitive cycles. Jobs that drain them, relationships that lack meaning, and an overwhelming sense that they are not living up to their full potential. This is because alignment with divine selection brings effortless flow, while resistance creates struggle. The key to eternal prosperity is not in chasing material wealth but in walking the path designed for you. The more you ignore your divine responsibility, the more life will push you toward it. Everything up to this moment has been leading you somewhere, whether you see it yet or not. There is a reason you feel drawn to this message. The signs have always been there, waiting for you to notice them. And once you do, an entirely new understanding of your purpose will begin to unfold. But how do you recognize the signs of the chosen ones? Throughout history, symbols have carried deep spiritual significance, marking those who are destined for something greater. One of the most intriguing signs of divine selection is the presence of the letter M on the palm or the crescent moon shape within the hand's lines. Many believe these are celestial signs, placed by God as a mark of purpose and spiritual wealth. Could these be indicators of a chosen path, one that leads beyond the limitations of ordinary life and into divine responsibility? Those who carry these markings often feel an undeniable pull toward something beyond the material world. The crescent moon meaning has long been associated with mystical destiny and heavenly guidance. In ancient traditions, those marked with this symbol were seen as individuals destined for leadership, wisdom, and sacred commitment. The letter M is equally fascinating, appearing on the palms of many who possess heightened intuition, resilience, and a deep connection with faith and abundance. These are not just random occurrences. They are signs embedded in the physical body, reminding the individual of their divine responsibility. Those who bear these marks often find themselves naturally drawn to profound spiritual truths. They sense a disconnect from conventional expectations and feel as if they were meant for something beyond societal norms. If you have ever felt that you were not designed for a repetitive, predictable life, this could be a sign of your mystical destiny unfolding. Many people with these markings have reported a strong sense of purpose, even before fully understanding what that purpose is. It is also common for chosen individuals to experience moments of unexplainable intuition. Whether it's a deep knowing about future events, an ability to read people's energy, or sudden insights into spiritual prosperity, these abilities are not coincidences. They are glimpses of celestial blessings, indications that God's plan is unfolding within them. This is why many people with these symbols on their hands feel an overwhelming sense of duty, a pull toward guiding, teaching, or leading others. Understanding these signs is only the first step. The next challenge is embracing what they mean. Many resist their calling because they fear stepping outside of what society deems normal. They suppress their divine gifts, trying to fit into a world that was never meant to contain them. But sacred symbols are not placed randomly. They carry weight, and those who recognize them must decide whether to follow their chosen path or ignore the signals placed before them. If you have seen these marks on your hands, or felt a persistent pull toward something greater, consider what that means. Divine selection does not come without reason, and those who recognize the signs must decide whether to embrace their purpose or continue to deny what is written in their own existence. But what happens once you acknowledge your calling? What transformation awaits those who step fully into their chosen path? A deep shift begins the moment one realizes they are not meant to follow the conventional path. The signs have always been there. An unshakable feeling that life holds something more, a growing discomfort with the ordinary, an internal voice that whispers about a greater destiny. This is not just wishful thinking. It is divine selection pulling you toward a higher existence. The chosen path is not for those who seek comfort in routine. It is for those willing to embrace spiritual prosperity and step into their true power. Transformation does not happen by accident. It begins when a person acknowledges their celestial blessings and dares to question everything they were taught about success, stability, and purpose. Most people live according to societal programming, believing that security comes from following a predictable road. But those who are marked for a chosen path know, deep inside, that their purpose goes far beyond working for survival. They feel a calling to build, to inspire, to shift realities. Ignoring this call often leads to frustration and emptiness, as their soul craves alignment with God's duty. Spiritual transformation requires breaking free from limiting beliefs. Many chosen individuals struggle because they have spent years suppressing their instincts, convincing themselves that they must conform to the world's expectations. But true change begins when one accepts their divine responsibility and starts living according to their internal truth. When you step into your chosen symbolism, you stop seeking validation from society and begin aligning with the energy of faith and abundance. This is where true wealth, both spiritual and material, begins to flow effortlessly. The process of transformation is not easy. It requires stepping away from familiar comforts and embracing a level of uncertainty. But the more you trust in your mystical destiny, the more doors begin to open. Those who fully embrace their role as divinely chosen individuals often find that opportunities appear out of nowhere, guidance becomes clearer, and a sense of deep inner peace replaces previous struggles. This is because aligning with God's plan unfolding activates the flow of celestial signs, leading directly to the path of spiritual and material fulfillment. When one surrenders to divine guidance, life takes on an entirely new meaning. Instead of struggling to fit into a system that was never designed for them, they begin operating on a higher frequency. One where spiritual prosperity, eternal prosperity, and divine responsibility take priority over temporary concerns. This shift is what separates those who remain trapped in the illusion of limitation from those who rise into their full potential. The journey of transformation is about shedding the old self to make room for the power that has always been waiting to be claimed. But what happens after transformation begins? Once one realizes their true purpose, the next step is crucial: breaking free from the system designed to keep them in spiritual and financial limitation. Most people spend their lives following a path designed by society. Study, work, retire, and hope for security along the way. But for those who are divinely chosen, this cycle feels suffocating. There is a deep knowing that they were not meant to live within the constraints of conventional expectations. Instead of chasing stability within a broken system, they are meant to lead, innovate, and carve a new way forward. The moment one recognizes their celestial blessings, they realize that the world's rules were never meant to apply to them. Breaking free from the system begins with shifting perspective. Society teaches that success is measured by external achievements, titles, salaries, and possessions. But true fulfillment comes from alignment with divine selection. Those who live by their sacred commitment understand that wealth is not just about financial gains, but about spiritual prosperity and purpose-driven abundance. While others chase paychecks, the chosen ones seek eternal prosperity by walking the path designed specifically for them. Many who resist their calling find themselves stuck in cycles of frustration, working tirelessly yet feeling empty. This is because they were never meant to trade their time for survival. They were meant to operate under the flow of heavenly guidance. When one accepts their divine responsibility, They stop striving and start attracting. Financial, emotional, and spiritual wealth naturally follow those who align with their chosen symbolism. The system teaches struggle, but those marked for something greater learn to thrive effortlessly. The world conditions people to believe that security comes from stability. But true stability comes from faith, not from a job or a controlled financial plan. Chosen individuals understand that their wealth and success do not come from playing by the system's rules but by stepping into their mystical destiny. God's plan unfolding is not dependent on economies, trends, or traditional structures. It is rooted in celestial signs and spiritual guidance. When one realizes this, they become unstoppable. Those who lead are often misunderstood. When someone begins to break free from the system, they will face resistance. Friends, family, and society will question their choices. But chosen individuals are not meant to be understood by the masses. They are here to redefine what is possible, to shift the perception of success, and to prove that divine prosperity does not come from conformity but from obedience to a higher calling. Those who embrace this truth never go back to the old way of living. Walking away from the system does not mean rejecting all responsibility. It means stepping into a higher level of purpose. But to fully embrace this new way of life, one must detach their identity from work and embrace a purpose far beyond their profession. One of the greatest illusions society imposes is the idea that work defines identity. From an early age, people are conditioned to believe that their value is measured by their profession, salary, or level of productivity. But those who are divinely chosen know that true purpose extends far beyond a career. A job is just a task, purpose is a calling. When one steps into divine responsibility, they shift from chasing survival to embracing a higher mission. This is the difference between working for security and living for destiny. Many spend their lives trapped in the cycle of working just to get by, believing that success is measured by financial status. However, spiritual prosperity is not tied to a paycheck. Those aligned with God's duty understand that fulfillment comes not from what they do, but from who they are becoming. Their chosen path is not about fitting into a system. It's about reshaping reality through sacred commitment and celestial blessings. The moment one shifts from focusing on work to focusing on purpose, everything begins to change. The chosen ones often find themselves questioning why they feel disconnected from traditional careers. It is because they were never meant to live by conventional rules. They are designed to lead, create, and innovate, not to conform to a cycle of endless labor. This is why many feel dissatisfied even after achieving worldly success. Their mystical destiny is calling, reminding them that they are not here to simply work and retire, but to fulfill a divine mission that impacts the world. Stepping into purpose requires releasing attachment to titles and external validation. Society teaches that identity is built through achievements, but chosen individuals understand that their worth is rooted in God's plan unfolding. The more they align with their divine selection, the more faith and abundance flow naturally into their lives. Work becomes secondary to their higher calling, and they begin operating on a different level, one where prosperity is attracted, not forced. People who embrace their sacred symbolism understand that wealth is a byproduct of alignment, not labor. The world preaches struggle, but spiritual prosperity follows those who walk in their chosen path. Instead of striving for success, they position themselves to receive celestial signs and divine guidance. This is why the most fulfilled people are those who prioritize their purpose over any job or career, because they understand that true success is not found in working, but in fulfilling a mission greater than themselves. But what happens when purpose takes priority? When one fully embraces their role as a chosen individual, abundance becomes a natural result. The question then shifts from, how do I make money? To, how do I align with divine prosperity? The world teaches that abundance is something to be chased. Work harder, sacrifice more, and eventually you'll earn financial security. But chosen individuals understand a deeper truth. Abundance is not about effort, but alignment. True wealth, both spiritual and material, flows naturally when one aligns with their divine purpose. This is the essence of celestial blessings. When a person operates in their chosen symbolism, prosperity becomes inevitable. People who struggle financially often believe that their problem is a lack of effort. They work tirelessly, but no matter how much they do, abundance seems just out of reach. This is because they are disconnected from God's plan unfolding in their lives. Money and success are not rewards for hard labor alone. They are manifestations of divine selection. When a person shifts from chasing money to living in faith and abundance, they enter a flow where wealth finds them, not the other way around. Those who understand sacred commitment know that wealth is not a reward, but a reflection of alignment. Think about individuals who seem to have endless success while others work twice as hard for half the results. This is not luck, it is spiritual prosperity at work. The more someone aligns with their mystical destiny, the more opportunities, resources, and guidance naturally appear. This is why some people never seem to struggle financially, while others remain trapped in scarcity despite their best efforts. Many fear stepping into their divine responsibility because they believe leaving traditional security will result in financial instability. But the opposite is true. When one fully trusts their chosen path, they begin attracting resources in unexpected ways. Doors open, opportunities appear, and what once seemed impossible becomes effortless. Abundance is not about force, it is about allowing divine guidance to lead. Those who embrace this truth soon realize that struggle is a choice, and wealth is a natural state for those aligned with heavenly guidance. It's not about rejecting work, it's about redefining work. When one operates from their divine selection, their efforts become amplified. The energy spent in alignment creates greater impact, leading to exponential rewards. This is the secret of those who appear to achieve success effortlessly. They are not lucky. They are simply in sync with celestial signs and their chosen purpose. Wealth and success are not random. They are the natural outcome of walking in divine favor. But how does one listen to divine guidance? If abundance follows alignment, recognizing the signs and messages from God becomes the key to unlocking limitless prosperity. The world is full of distractions. Endless noise, opinions, and external pressures pulling people in different directions. But those who are divinely chosen know that true guidance does not come from outside sources. It comes from within. God's plan unfolding is constantly revealing itself, but only those who quiet the noise and tune into celestial signs can truly recognize it. The key to spiritual prosperity is not in striving, but in listening. Many wonder why they feel lost, uncertain, or disconnected from their chosen path. The reason is simple. They are too consumed by external influences to hear divine responsibility calling them. Society teaches people to seek validation through achievement, approval, and material gain. But those who are marked for a mystical destiny must step away from the world's distractions and learn to recognize heavenly guidance. It is always there, waiting to be acknowledged. One of the greatest tools for receiving guidance is silence. Most people are afraid of stillness because it forces them to face their true thoughts and emotions. But chosen individuals understand that clarity comes in moments of stillness. When one disconnects from distractions, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply moments of reflection, they create space for divine selection to become clear. Celestial blessings are not given to those who beg for answers but to those who make room to receive them. God speaks through signs, intuition, and repeated patterns in life. Have you ever noticed recurring numbers, symbols, or messages that seem to appear at the perfect time? These are not coincidences. They are sacred commitment markers, gently nudging you toward your purpose. The more you trust in these signs, the more clearly you will recognize them. Divine guidance does not scream. It whispers. Only those who are truly listening can hear its direction. Spiritual wealth comes not from chasing answers but from trusting the process. The moment one surrenders to the flow of faith and abundance, life begins to unfold effortlessly. This is why those who live in alignment always seem to be in the right place at the right time. They have attuned themselves to God's duty, allowing divine selection to lead them instead of trying to force their own way. The more you trust, the clearer the path becomes. But trust alone is not enough. One must act on divine guidance. Recognizing celestial blessings is only part of the process. The next step is to live without fear, fully embracing the stability that comes from faith rather than worldly security. Fear is the greatest tool used to keep people trapped in limitation. The system convinces individuals that without a steady job, a fixed plan, or complete control over the future, they will fall into ruin. But chosen individuals understand that true stability does not come from material security. It comes from faith. When one fully embraces divine responsibility, fear dissolves, and the path to eternal prosperity becomes clear. Faith and abundance are not separate. They exist together, flowing effortlessly to those who trust in celestial blessings. The world operates on scarcity, constantly pushing the belief that there is never enough money, opportunities, or success to go around. This mindset leads people to cling to false security, afraid to take risks, afraid to trust in God's plan unfolding. But those who live in alignment know that God's provision is limitless. They do not chase wealth or stability, they embody it. When one surrenders fully to their mystical destiny, life begins working in their favor, and the fear of lack disappears. Trusting in divine selection does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means shifting from a mindset of struggle to one of flow. Instead of controlling every outcome, chosen individuals understand that when they follow celestial signs, doors open effortlessly. Their role is not to force results but to align with spiritual prosperity. This is why those who fully embrace their sacred commitment often find that things begin falling into place with minimal effort. They operate from a different energy, one where abundance is attracted, not chased. Many hesitate to step into this level of trust because they have been conditioned to believe that faith alone is not enough. But faith is not passive. It is the most powerful force that moves reality itself. Those who trust in their chosen path take inspired action, knowing that every step forward is supported by divine guidance. The greatest leaders, visionaries, and spiritual pioneers throughout history all shared one thing in common. They refused to let fear dictate their destiny. Instead, they walked boldly into the unknown, understanding that their steps were ordered by heavenly guidance. Living in trust does not mean that challenges disappear, but it does mean that fear no longer controls decisions. When one fully embraces faith, uncertainty no longer brings anxiety, it brings excitement. Every moment becomes an opportunity to witness God's duty at work, revealing opportunities that could never be accessed through fear-based thinking. Trusting in spiritual prosperity means understanding that no situation is truly a setback, only a redirection towards something greater. But how does one know what direction to take? The answer lies in recognizing the talents, gifts, and natural abilities that were placed within them. These are not random. They are divine tools, indicators of the mission each chosen one is meant to fulfill. Every chosen individual is born with unique abilities, skills, passions, and strengths that set them apart from the rest. These are not coincidences. They are divine tools given to fulfill a sacred mission. Yet, most people ignore their natural gifts, believing that success comes only from struggle and sacrifice. But those who align with their chosen symbolism understand that their talents are not random. They are clues to their divine responsibility. The key to unlocking spiritual prosperity is recognizing and embracing these gifts instead of suppressing them. From a young age, society conditions people to follow a structured path. Study, work, and fit into a system that rewards predictability over individuality. But those marked for a mystical destiny feel an internal conflict. They sense that they are meant for something greater, yet they are told to ignore their passions in favor of stability. The world teaches that following one's gifts is risky, but the truth is the opposite. Ignoring them leads to frustration, unfulfilled potential, and a deep feeling of misalignment. Recognizing celestial blessings means understanding that God's plan unfolding is not meant to be a burden. It is meant to feel natural. When one follows their innate abilities, life begins to flow effortlessly. Those who succeed without struggle are not simply lucky. They are in alignment with their divine selection. When one fully embraces their sacred commitment, opportunities appear, connections form, and doors open that would have remained closed through force alone. Think about the activities that make time disappear, the things you do effortlessly while others struggle. These are not just hobbies, they are signs of your chosen path. Some are meant to lead, others to heal, others to create. The world needs individuals operating in their divine gifts. Those who suppress their talents to fit into societal expectations rob themselves and the world of the unique impact they were meant to make. The greatest fulfillment comes when one fully embodies their faith and abundance through their natural talents. The fear of stepping outside of societal norms often keeps people stuck in mediocrity. But chosen individuals are not meant for ordinary lives, they are meant to rise. Following one's divine responsibility does not mean abandoning logic or discipline. It means allowing spiritual guidance to shape the journey. Those who walk in their chosen symbolism understand that their gifts are their currency, their purpose, and their key to eternal prosperity. But embracing one's essence is only the beginning. The next step is breaking away from conformity entirely, freeing oneself from the fear of judgment, and stepping fully into the divine identity that was always meant to be claimed. Society conditions people to conform, to fit in, follow rules, and suppress anything that makes them different. But chosen individuals were never meant to blend into the crowd. They carry a divine responsibility, a mystical destiny that cannot be fulfilled while living under the limitations of societal expectations. Those who recognize their celestial blessings understand that true fulfillment comes not from pleasing the world but from aligning with God's plan unfolding. To step fully into one's divine selection, one must break free from the illusion of limitation. Many people live their entire lives disconnected from their true selves, afraid of embracing what makes them unique. The fear of judgment, rejection, or failure keeps them stuck in cycles of mediocrity. But chosen individuals are not meant for an ordinary life, they are meant for something greater. The moment one stops seeking external approval and starts trusting in their sacred commitment, the doors to faith and abundance begin to open. The world does not reward authenticity at first, but those who persist find that divine prosperity follows those who stay true to their calling. Embracing one's essence means releasing outdated beliefs about success, identity, and purpose. Most people live by a blueprint handed to them by society. Study, work, retire, and hope for security. But those marked for eternal prosperity understand that their mission is far greater than simply surviving. Their lives are designed to inspire, create, and lead. Breaking free from conventional thinking allows them to step into the abundance that was always meant for them. Spiritual prosperity is not just about belief. It is about stepping fully into one's divine responsibility. The journey of self-discovery is often uncomfortable. Growth requires shedding old versions of oneself, letting go of attachments to titles, expectations, and past failures. Many resist this process because change feels uncertain. But those who embrace their mystical destiny understand that transformation is necessary. The greatest leaders, visionaries, and spiritual pioneers in history did not conform to the world. They redefined it. Their celestial signs guided them beyond limitations, showing them that true success comes from living in alignment, not following the rules. True liberation comes when one stops seeking validation from the outside world. The moment one realizes that their worth has always been rooted in divine selection, fear loses its grip. Those who embrace their true essence no longer ask, "What will people think?" Instead, they ask, "What was I created to do?" This shift is what separates those who merely exist from those who live in full alignment with God's duty. But embracing one's essence is not just about internal change. It is about stepping into the world with boldness, unshaken by doubt or fear. And those who do this find that life begins to align in ways they never imagined.